Oh. Hearts on fire, strong desire. Got a big driving day ahead of us. In case you missed it last time, we are going to Sanger, Texas, which somebody in the comments informed me that that's near Dallas, or it's a suburb of Dallas or something. So that's cool. Round up, we got 2 aliens here. We got a guitar snake. Supports actually like stayed in place, that's good. I somewhat ignorantly forgot to put a new roll on this, so we do not have a whole shark. Been a while since I did that. Almost everything's coming out good though. David looking pretty nice. D20 bank. These guys are gonna need some rolls, but this coffee cup is going good. Getting right back on the horse. Big old hammerhead. Another dolphin printed like a champ. Got an alien. There's always a Sharko, right? And this cheese is turning out good. This is the one that's for that Nutcracker production. So that's interesting and random. Just got to get the printers running again for a new print run like normal. And we're going to package a couple of crucial things I just really want to get out the door. And then we're going to hit the road. Anyone that grew up calling McDonald's McDonald's was either really poor or they got diabetes, or both. A very beautiful bronze David. If I had time, I would take pictures of this and make it a new product. Dolphin. A few things, and this is a Moai too, of course. Everything is squared away here. Got all the stuff packaged, all the machines. Have enough filament, so we are good to go. We're gonna drop off those packages. We're gonna change out the battery terminal, and that's basically it. Let's get it. So unbelievably, I had a terminal for the battery and I put it in the seat next to me, and I swear that thing just dematerialized, so I had to buy another one, which is stupid. It's not really a big deal. It's just like I didn't do anything with it and just put it in the seat. Whatever. All right, let's install this little doodad. First thing we're gonna do, clip off this terminal. Took me a second to realize what's going on here, but this is going to 2 different places, this one and that one. So I guess we have to lock both of those into the new terminal. I guess we got to clamp both of these wires, but fortunately this terminal does open really wide. I can't think of any reason why this would be a problem. We're just going to do it like that. Going to make sure there's a lot of contact between the wires and the terminal. But it looks like you can do this. I actually thought of a potential problem to the way I was gonna do it, because one of these has a smaller diameter than the other, so we're gonna fan them out and interlace them a bit, and then clamp that into the terminal. It's pretty good. I guess we've maybe clipped some of those stray things. It probably isn't gonna matter, but then we'll zip tie these together so stuff doesn't wiggle around. Just zip tie it, keep things from wiggling around and moving. Just clip this little guy. There we go. I like that this is the kind you can tighten with a crescent wrench, meaning there's not a bunch of stuff here, so you can actually fit the wrench in there. That's always good. On second thought, we'll ratchet it so we can get it really tight. There you go. Can't think of any reason why the car wouldn't be totally fine in this arrangement. There you go. A slightly annoying start to the day, but it's gonna be a good day. Gotta love a good road trip. Now let's get some road coffee. I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Cash money. I guess you could say I have some cachet. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Gotta get dunk if you're gonna drive a chunk. I feel like this is the biggest free advertising campaign that's ever been given to a national brand. Now we got everything we need. Got a bunch of gas too. Oh, and the car's fueled up. About a half hour in, feeling real good. Listening to a classic rock playlist that's just feeling amazing. Oh, some guy with a sign. We're on our way, baby. We're getting it. We're gonna have all the printers in the world.
What you doing tonight? What you doing? What you doing? I got things I'm gonna take my beat by running the rules. Big shots, drop box, bending the rules.
About 3 hours into it, a little more than 3 hours. We're almost there. Did hit a little bit of traffic in Dallas, but nothing crazy actually. If it looks hot, it is somewhat hot, but not that bad. Well, here I am in Sanger, Texas, which is pretty much the middle of nowhere. We're about 5 minutes away from this person's house. Yep, we're officially in the trailer park. Well, it's been nice knowing you. Well, there it is. I guess I just gotta leave the money. Got a little roll of filament with it too. Thankfully, I did manage to fit it in here without disassembling it. Very absent-mindedly, I forgot Allen wrenches, but we managed to get it done anyway. I guess this is some kind of build plate. Suppose that's all right. Yup. Good place to get shanked. Yep, that's 4 hours on the road. I am really hungry. I think there was a steakhouse around here somewhere. I'll probably look up online to see what's up, but we probably have a little bit of time to do a couple fun things maybe. I think all the thrift stores are closed. I kind of wanted to test it, but I guess that wasn't an option. Really, there's nothing that could be wrong with this printer that I can't fix and haven't fixed a bunch of times probably. It would suck if I had to replace a control board, which I really super doubt I would have to do. But I only paid 350 bucks for this thing. Anyone that remembers back when Creality used to make these, which of course they don't anymore, they were like at least 700 bucks typically. Beautiful Sanger, Texas, and its equivalent of a Walmart. After relieving myself, I've looked up a couple restaurants, and there's a place called Fat Burger, which looks really tempting, but it's got a low rating. And there's this other chicken place that is the highest rated place in town. It does sound and look pretty good, so we might be going there. Yeah, okay, I read a little more about it, and I think we're doing it. It's Babe's Chicken House. We'll see. I guess we're taking a right here. This is Sanger, and this place...
Turn right onto North...
This place looks like smaller than Nacogdoches, but I guess that's the place. Huh. Small, but vibrant. All right. Middle of nowhere, Texas town. Kind of a classic scenario for me. Wow, I look really cool right now. Looks like the entire town is here. Wow, that's coming out slow. So that was honey and sorghum on biscuits, and it was unbelievable. Just had the chicken, unbelievable, and we still got so much more stuff to go. Wow, that was actually surprisingly good. It's like some really, really old fashioned like fried chicken. It tastes like what Kentucky Fried Chicken probably was when it like first started. I know over the years KFC like changed the recipes and like, you know, mainstreamed everything, and it just lost its magic. That's like the kind of place that still is like that. This is a pleasant little town. There's absolutely nowhere else to go, so I think I'm just gonna walk around and look for a second, because why not? There's actually kind of a surprising amount of places open. I don't even know what that is. It looks good. It's like less dead than Nacogdoches downtown, though still quite small, I gotta say. Barbecue. Might have to take a selfie next to that. I woke up just about noon. I knew I had to be in Sanger soon. This is quite big. It's a really nice night out, but there is nothing here. Sanger, Texas isn't even a full downtown city block. It's like half of one. This must be a happening place. The Sanger Public Library. Actually looks kind of cool in there. I miss the old small town public library. It's always a good time. Yep, time to head home. I think we've done about all we can do here. In my world, this means outer diameter. Well, that was a okay excursion. I guess we're gonna begin the arduous journey home. 3.5 hours. Luckily though, it really cooled off. Feels super good, and it's not even gonna be a big deal, you know? There's the printer. I am with the printer. Before we really hit the road though, we gotta fill up on a little of the old gasoline at Babe's Chicken Shack or whatever it was. They didn't even have a menu. They were just like, we've got chicken fried steak, and 3 other things I forgot. Pork, something, barbecue. So they just tell you to pick one, then they give you a bunch of sides. Good news, there's not gonna be traffic on the way home. Okay, so I was passing through some suburb of Dallas. I thought somebody was saying hey at me. And they have a little shopping center here with a guitar center, so I might check it out. Haha, I got the place to myself. It's a pretty nice classical there. Guess this is just a walking mall or whatever, but maybe I'll go a couple places and then we'll hit the road. Spent a lot of time on the road today. It'd be nice to stretch my legs for a second. Screw it, why not? Okay, that was extremely boring. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the alarm went off when I walked out of that place. Nobody else was walking out. How could I have stolen something and not know about it? I think this is Kohl's. I wish these were normal shorts. Okay, that was also really boring. I guess we better just drive home. Retail sucks. Yeah, we're just going back. All right, somebody's got their brights on. About an hour into it. Went for the sugar-free Big Gulp. I think this was like less than $2. It's crazy how much you can get. I'm always really tired by the end of these trips, but the next day I always feel really good that I have a whole nother printer. That's what I try to think about when it starts getting kind of miserable. Name that song. About halfway there, stopped off to actually answer some customer emails and stuff. You don't want to wait too long because people get mad, and no real drama was happening, but it's good to check. Just listening to some 70s R&B. Really good stuff, actually. Sometimes it's fun when you're just in the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't have a clue where I am, other than to say Texas. This is definitely somewhere Texas. Somewhere, comma, Texas. So strange to think that wherever I am, there are people that spend like their entire lives here. And I don't even know where it is, know nothing about it. For all intents and purposes, it doesn't exist from my perspective. And there's a whole lot of people that have no idea that Nacogdoches exists where I live. Sometimes it just seems weird that we're all in this world together, and yet we're so unaware of each other. I don't really know what to say about that. I guess the internet is slowly changing that, but that's also kind of a horrible thing, as well as a beautiful thing, like most powerful things are. We have our own, like, modern panopticon that we live in, and sometimes it's great that we can all see and interact with each other. Sometimes it's just absolutely horrible. It's like we're one big global family. Sometimes we get along, and sometimes there's just a feuding that happens that's absolutely obnoxiously horrible. Such is life, I suppose. I think it's time to listen to the good stuff. If you guys don't know this Rush album, you should. It's probably their most underrated album. But man, this got me through some things when I was a teenager, let me tell you. Yeah, so I'm just out here. This is like a little country highway. I'm not doing anything crazy. But I'm just out here getting kind of feelsy. Maybe it's from listening to the Presto album. But I just wanted to tell anybody that's watching that it's not too late. A lot of people get to a point in life, and look, maybe you're not even that old, okay? Like, you might be in your 30s or something. It's really not too late to take whatever's left of your life and make something good out of it. Like, you're gonna feel like it is at times, but it really truly isn't. You know, especially like, man, if you're on the younger side in particular. I started this business when I was like 32. GPS keeps cutting me off. I had started like 7 or 8 different businesses, and nothing had really been successful. The most successful thing I had ever done before this was my vending machine business, and it did get kind of big, but it all fell apart because I didn't really know about business. Which sounds crazy that I would start something without ever learning about business, but I just kind of felt like I knew. And I did know some stuff, but like, that falling apart kind of led to me sort of being homeless. It's also because like I was engaged to be married, and then she left me really randomly, and because she had this toxic relationship with her parents and stuff, and there's a lot that can be said about that. But I just want you guys to know that you're gonna get to some point in your life, in all likelihood, where it feels like there's no way out, or that nothing good could really come after what you've experienced. And this is a recurring theme of the channel, I guess, but just know that that's super not true. I know this sounds really generic, and you've probably heard a lot of things like this, but if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that like, I live a life that is pretty rare. I'm grateful for it every day, literally. I'm grateful as part of this video series officially, but I actually am grateful for it. And like, it's all because like I was never owed any of this, and I wasn't owed any success on YouTube for that matter. Not that I am really successful, but it's something. So, I don't know. I'm just out here, and it's a nice temperature. I'm listening to some really great, inspiring music. it just made me think, like, I just need to say that it's never too late. You're gonna feel like it is, and it isn't. More middle of nowhere, Texas. Just some random town. Actually, I feel like I took video last time I was here. Yeah, there's like a Taco Bell or something. Old courthouse, mandatory with every small town. Little places like this in Texas. More small town fun. I feel like this might be Longview, Texas. I'm not real sure, but this bridge that's coming up is kind of reminding me of that. Honestly, it could be anywhere, but I know Longview's about an hour away, and we're about an hour till we get back at the shop, so that would make sense. I'm not exactly sure what I think of this, but a thought just kind of occurred to me. I feel like happiness never comes from receiving. Like, I know what you might think, like, well, what if you win $1 million? Or what if somebody gives you something really cool? Or, I mean, maybe happiness comes from, like, receiving a puppy or something like that. Generally speaking, though, I think it might be pretty true that happiness just about never comes from receiving. Because, like, even in those scenarios where somebody gives you something or whatever, it's like maybe subconsciously what you're doing is you feel like you deserve it, or you feel like you did something to earn it, even if that's just being a nice person. Like, I've seen people who have received things and are very happy, but, like, they think something along the lines of, well, it's amazing what people will do for you when you're, like, a decent person or a nice person or something. So, I don't know. I'm still kind of, like, chewing on that thought, but I'm really in the middle of nowhere, and there's basically no one around. There's a truck, but other than that, there's essentially nobody here. It does feel like, at the very least, fulfillment never comes from receiving. But it seems like it almost never comes from receiving at all. Like, even just basic happiness. Yep, just in the middle of nowhere, having a bunch of thoughts. Something I've been thinking about abdication of responsibility. You know, the whole thing where it seems like humans, sometimes it feels like their goal is to have no responsibility over their lives. And this is just a tendency people have. And so the question is, like, well, if this is something that almost everybody seems to want to do, is it really, like, definitely a bad thing? And a thought that I'm having about that, let me roll this window. Yeah. A thought that I've kind of been having about that is, I think in some ways there is a good version of that. You know, every once in a while I go back to things that were discussed in couples therapy, and I kind of question whether I should have said something or I could have said something better. And, like, the truth is, you shouldn't have to be perfect in every way for a relationship to succeed. Like, that's just a bad plan. But like I said, I did want it to be as close as possible, so that when it was over, I could literally say that I did everything I could. To take an example where maybe you're starting a business, honestly, if you're really going to start a business, maybe the goal really at the end, if you fail, is to be able to abdicate responsibility in the same kind of way, in the same sense. Like, if you're starting a business, you should try your hardest to work at that business, to come up with products, to do good customer service. I mean, I guess it depends on what the business is, but to absolutely give 100%, so that if you fail and it all falls apart, at the end it's like, hey man, I literally could not have done better, at least with what I knew at the time. So in a sense, I think there is a very real sense where the desire to abdicate responsibility actually is a good thing. But it's sort of something you just gotta earn. So I'm not 100% sure I agree with this thought, but I'm literally, I wish you could see, I'm driving on like county roads out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't have anything else to do but rant about things. It is very safe. I only ever do these videos in the car when like either nobody's around or everybody's driving really slow or it's somewhere I'm really familiar with. And just like that, we're back in the knack. Right in the knack of time. Arrivé. Oh, big stretch. That's basically 8 hours on the road. Nothing to do but bring in the new printer and set up the prints. It's pretty late, so there's not really time for much else. But maybe we'll just do the end of episode thing here. I'm grateful for this printer. I'm also grateful to have a moment to start just kind of think about stuff. Like, I'm always doing things, and that is the life of an entrepreneur. Basically, the maximum amount of doing. But like, sometimes these meandering roads out in the country give me a chance to arrive at some interesting thoughts that aren't directly connected to anything. It does feel good to have those every once in a while. So I'm pretty thankful for that. I'm thankful for you guys. The view counts and the likes and everything, the comments. I don't tell you guys to do that, but you do that. And it is nice. It's nice to see that growing. It's like, man, in a year of doing this every single day, it's like it could be a full-time job equivalent or something. But I'd be happy even if it stays at this size. It's more like I just want the quality to remain the same. Like, people leave great comments. It's cool to hear about the positive things that are happening in your lives. And to know that, like, in some small way, I'm getting people to be more grateful for things, which is really the game, which is why we do it. So that's what I'm grateful for. Tell me in the comments what you're grateful for, and what you're enjoying lately, what you're getting some satisfaction out of, and I will read them. You very well may get a heart. I wish I could do that with one hand. I can't. It looks weird doing this. And I may give you an upvote as well, and other people probably will. So do that. Write your comments. Peace out.